In this video, we are going to crown the Treehouse Homebrew Hazy IPA Submission winner. Super juicy mixed tropical fruit. All right, gang, so part 3 of a 3-part series where you won the opportunity to submit to us your Hazy IPA for us to judge, provide feedback on, and ultimately pick a favorite. We will link parts 1 and 2 down below, but in part 1, Mark from Bellingham, Washington with his Go Big Hazy IPA won against the first 4, and in part 2, David from Eugene, Oregon won with his Delta IPA. We're going to compare the two, comment on them, and crown an ultimate favorite. We are going to dive right into pouring both of these samples at the same time, so the comparison is real clean. Got myself a Treehouse palate cleanser right here, and we are going to get right into it. If you recall from the first sampling, Mark's beer poured with actually a little bit of translucency, but ultimately it had this candied sweetness that I thought really made a lot of sense, and frankly the beer lacked any flaw, so we crowned it the winner of part 1. Second beer, David with a more traditional, super milky, modern Southern Hemisphere style double IPA that he coins Delta. So there they are. I'm actually super happy that, you know, in a world of sameness in 2024, almost all IPAs or newer IPAs look like this milky, kind of yellow, almost white appearance of David's Delta. So I'm happy that this beer, which is pretty different from that, is competing against the two. I hope that I don't cheese out of picking a winner, but we definitely have 2 great examples of homebrew here, and I'm going to dive in and compare them. Oh yeah, bright nose. Even getting that orange citrus vanilla note. Bright citrus, candied sweetness. Not a lot of yeast kind of ester in this beer. It seems like a very clean ferment. Yeah. Candied citrus. If I had to provide one bit of critical feedback, you guys have heard me say this a lot over the course of these 3 videos, I just want a little bit more bitterness. Just a tiny bit more bitterness. But all that said, good citrus, good sweetness, bright, perfect effervescence. I really like that beer. Sample number 2, Delta. Oh man. Southern Hemisphere, peach, mango, stone fruit. Super juicy, mixed tropical fruit. Passion fruit. Guava. This is tough. So in many ways, where we've arrived in this hazy homebrew tasting is kind of the existential crisis of beer in 2024. As a taste exercise, I think I like Delta more. Really, really bright, modern version of what we expect from hazy beer. And I think if I'm being as objective as possible, I also think that this beer would be the type of beer that someone who was getting a Hazy IPA would want and expect. And the winner of the Hazy IPA homebrew submission in this instance is David with Delta IPA, representing from Eugene, Oregon. Congratulations, out of 8 submissions of hazy homebrew from across the world, you have been crowned the best in the Treehouse tasting. So homebrewing is near and dear to us here at Treehouse. I don't feel like I'm the best objective judge of brewing homebrew in 2024, even though I have vast experience with hazy style IPA. I don't really know what happens in the homebrew community, so there might be some things that I'm missing here, but I do think that I have a strong palate, and I do think that we arrived at the correct winner. So if you guys enjoy this content, listen, we can't make as much homebrew content as we wish that we could. We have a lot of obligations here at the brewery. I have a lot of obligations, so making this content, supporting this content, leaving your thoughts down below is critical to supporting us doing this in the future. We can't make any promises that we'll regularly release this type of content, but we will release it more in the future. So do us a favor, leave your thoughts down below and get subscribed. I want to thank you guys for watching this series, and we will see you in the next one.